What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay Weezy. Welcome to Jay Weezy's world. So I'm in the lab and I'm about to head into the gym, hit legs today, hit cardio. And I wanted to talk about something that's important to me because this whole weight loss journey has been a roller coaster for years. If you follow my channel, obviously I've been working out for a while, but I think the last 2.5 months is the best place I've been mentally. And I wanted to share some tips that I've implemented that I feel like can help other people. And so if you have any feedback or thoughts about anything I'm going to discuss, please leave it in the comment section, because for me, community is important. We have to build and be able to share with each other. So look for your TikToks, look for your YouTube videos, and gain information that's going to help you along your journey. Again, like, comment, subscribe. I love to hear your guys' feedback, and please watch my journey as I move forward, because the train ain't stopping. So, and there's no particular ranking as far as these goes, but these are things that are important to me. Like I said, that I had a real honest conversation with myself of how do I make sure that I don't fall off again. It's been 2.5 months, down 27, 28 pounds. Could have been more, yes, but I'm so extremely proud of myself and where I've gone so far. So I'm gonna start off with the first one. Number one is schedule. And there's a number 1A and a 1B, and I'm going to talk about both of those, because 1A I think applies to everybody. 1B is going to apply for just some, and I'll let you know what I mean by that. So number one, again, schedule. So for me, I'm very much a carefree, do what I want to do, live day to day. I have my job. I stick to my job. I work hard. But when it comes to schedule, I just, hey, whatever the day is going to bring me, the day is going to bring me, and, that's it. And that's how it was always my perspective. But I need to have an internal conversation of, I need to be on track and know what my week is going to look like, because, I can, it's easy to make excuses. It's easy to do something that is, the path of least resistance. And so what I needed to do was build out a schedule. So every Saturday or Sunday, my wife and we sit down and I go over, what is my week going to look like outside of work? What am I doing before work, as far as if I'm exercising that morning, if I'm doing cardio that morning, if I, my meal prep, what's that going to look like? What's breakfast going to look like? And, after work, what is that going to look like? What do I need to handle at the household? What do I need to handle at the gym if I'm hitting the gym that day? But what is my week going to look like? Also, personal time. Whether if it's dates, spending time with my wife or your significant other, what does that look like, so I can make sure that I'm on track? Because once I have my week built out, I felt like it made it a lot easier, as to where, like, I'm just checking things off a list now. I'm just checking things off a list, and I'm able to see everything being done, and I'm able to gain what I call, and what I got from one of my old partners, is emotional currency. I'm able to see those things being done, so that way I can gain some equity and be able to do maybe something that's more relaxed or maybe off schedule, but I have to hit these things on my schedule. So with that is going to be meal prep. When am I going to meal prep, and what am I cooking for the week? What proteins am I getting, or what am I making, and what days am I making it? Am I eating this for the next 2 or 3 days? Okay, once I'm done with that, then I'm going to switch it up. So if I'm having steak 3 days, 2 days, for lunch, I'm having shrimp, after that, or if I'm having, chicken. But I want to make sure that I map out my meal plans. And so to keep things extremely simple for myself, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Sometimes I'll make dinner fresh for the most part. Again, something simple, which I'll talk about a little bit further here. But my schedule when it comes to because it's easy to say, Fridays or chest day, what have you, but I need to think about what other real life obligations do I have, work meetings, things with family, what have you, where I can build around that particular schedule, because it's hard to sit down and, have in mind that, hey, I need to do this Friday, or I want to hit chest on Friday. I end up getting off work and finding out I'm doing something with the family. Well, dang, if I planned properly, I could have done that in the morning. So that's 1A. 1B is, like I was saying, your significant other, spouse, partner, what have you. If this applies to you, communication, and making sure that you're communicating and working together on what exactly your game plan is, so that way there's no qualms about what's going on. You guys are on the same page, because if you're building a long-lasting relationship with your significant other, they should be knowing what you're doing. And the reason why I say that is, it's not that, well, I'm going to, make my schedule and I'm just going to do what I want to do. Okay, but there's a level of respect in my mind where you need to be able to communicate and understand that, okay, Monday we're doing X, Y, and Z, or I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and making sure we're on the same page, because that way there's no friction in the household. We're locked in, we're steadfast doing the same thing, or I understand what I'm doing, I'm understanding what you're doing, and then where's our time together throughout that day or throughout the week. So schedule is one of the priorities for me. Next thing is learn how to cook. And not everybody knows how to cook well, and trust me, you're going to start with the basics. But again, go to TikToks, go to YouTube, and look at some of the things you enjoy eating that you might eat at a restaurant, or you might enjoy eating that your mom made you, and whether it's a healthier version, what have you. But learn how to cook, understand spices, understand different types of marinades you can make homemade that doesn't have a ton of sugar in it, what have you, that you could do yourself. Because I'm telling you, like, I love food. I love food, and it's very easy just to stop somewhere and grab something to eat because I'm tired, or it just sounds better. That's really what it is. It sounds better. Man, little double cheese, some fries, all that stuff. No, like, it's learning how to cook, and it's going to be in steps and waves, and you're going to see your progression and what you like and what you don't like. But take the time to learn how to cook, so that way you can romanticize the food that you eat. And people say romanticize, that sounds kind of weird or off. I'm talking about enjoying it and being passionate about it. The different cuts of steaks or different cuts of poultry, what have you. And as you get older and as you start to progress and know how to cook more and more, you can start cooking for people. You can really enjoy the foods that you're making. Last night, I was like, hey, you know what? Maybe it's Friday. We'll go grab something to eat. No, I've got some chicken at home, seasoned it up, made some rice, made some roasted veggies, and the food was phenomenal. And the thing is, for me, is that if you're hungry, grab a quick bite, something to eat. Don't make poor judgments just based off you're hungry. Do the work. Don't be lazy, and learn how to make your meals. I don't mean don't be lazy as far as not learning how to cook, but I'm talking about when it comes to cooking, just put in the effort. But second thing is just start to learn how to cook. Help goes a long way. So the next thing that goes along with it is, for me, is grocery shopping with intention. So 2 and 3 go hand in hand, right? So learning how to cook, knowing how to cook, but grocery shopping with intention. Have a list of what you're going to get. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. These are the things I'm going to eat. Saturday, these are the things I'm going to eat. But for me, in that is, I like to switch it up. I don't want to eat the chicken breast for 5 days straight, because I'm going to lose interest, right? And it doesn't have to be this fatty meal, what have you, and so on, for me to gain interest. I'm talking about if I'm eating chicken and rice and veggies, for lunch today, lunch tomorrow, the next day I might want some shrimp, chicken, and veggies, or I might want to do a wrap, or whatever it is that is quick, simple, tasty, but I'm also switching it up throughout the week. Eating the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner may work for some, but I'm talking about what works for me. And when I go to the grocery store and I buy these items, I know that I'm making this meal with these items, this meal with these items, and this meal with these items for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for my 5-day work week, and then making sure I have items when I get to Saturday and Sunday that I can put together too. So grocery shopping and picking things with intention, do it. If you're a snacker, get some healthy snacks. Whatever it is you're doing, just do it with intention. So the next thing for me is, I feel like one of the more important from a stress level perspective is have your household in order. And what I mean by that is, whether if you're single, you're living with your parents, you're living with a significant other, is have your space in order. Clean up behind yourselves, because you spend so much time outside of that space, if you're going to work and you're going to the grocery store, you're going to the gym, I mean, you're spending hours on end outside of that space. And the mental clarity to come back into that space and have it clean, and this isn't a new practice for me, but this is something that I realize when I do get into the gym, that if I get home and it's not in a clean space or it's not up to snuff, it just, I'm like, you're gonna make an excuse. Oh man, you wake up Saturday, you're like, oh, you know, I gotta clean up the house, I can't go to the gym. Just pick up and clean behind yourself throughout the week. And even if you take Saturday off and you're not going to the gym, that's something you don't have to worry about, where you could do something productive or something that you enjoy. So me, I work, I get home, I cook, and no, I don't want to do dishes, and no, I don't use the dishwasher. Have a dishwasher, don't use it. I clean everything by hand. And sometimes I really don't want to go ahead and clean these dishes, but it needs to be done. Take the trash out, do this, do that, but clean, or make sure your household's together. Laundry's put up, you know, your stuff's ironed for work the next morning, what have you. For me, your household needs to be together, your space needs together, so that way you can handle everything else outside of the house. And so for me, these things create habits. You have a schedule, you're locked in, you know what you're gonna eat, you're communicating to others if you need to as far as what's going on, your partners, and you have your household together. And so when I'm talking about getting into a space for mental clarity, it's because you're not only getting better physically, you're getting better emotionally, because you're seeing these things being checked off your list, your household's together, you have great communication with your significant other, if that applies to you. And so it's incredibly important, in my mind, to have these things implemented. And then, of course, there's the hard work with the gym, right? Have your workout plan together, all that. That's not the point of this video. These are tips outside of, you know, the getting into the gym. Is what is my life look like, and my adjustments I've made to make sure I can hit the gym without feeling guilty about every other thing that I'm ignoring. You know, communication, my schedule, what have you, that all needs to be on point. So I hope all of that makes sense. And so I wanted to share with you guys a few things. And, you know, when I get home tonight, I'm going to pull up with my wife. We're going to sit down and go over our schedule and what we're going to do for the week. And so, again, I hope all that makes sense. Sorry if I spoke a little bit long, but I'm extremely passionate about, you know, each item that I was talking about, because I feel like, again, I'm in the best space that I've been in a long time, because I'm just doing the work, getting on the grind, making sure the household's straight, making sure that, you know, my schedule is what it needs to be, and I'm sticking to the schedule. So hope you guys like the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I would love to see some best practices in the comment section. Please share. Please let me know if you liked the video. I hope the content was good, but I just wanted to speak aloud my thoughts, because it's important to be able to share these things and get it out to the world, because it can help somebody. So I'd like to hear back from you. Please share, please comment, please subscribe. I'm gonna go hit these legs. You guys have a good one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.